everyone, welcome back to what looks like is going to be an amazing Grand Prix here today. We are back for TCR once again. This is Season 9 and Golden Class. We are in Azerbaijan today for the Baku Grand Prix. It's heavy rain out there, and with me in the booth tonight is going to be Mr. Sensation once again. Hello, my friend.
Hey, how you doing? How's everything?
Well, just trying to survive through this difficult, weird time, but I hope everybody's staying nice and healthy, nice and safe. Stay indoors as much as you guys can. Let's beat this thing so we can come back to normal F1 racing. But tonight we start off the qualifying session here with heavy, heavy rain. How do you think this is going to affect things?
Well, I was looking at the sky here. I see... Oh, well, somebody went wide. I was looking at the sky here before we started the broadcast. I see there was a peak of sun coming through the clouds, but it's... I always like to see a wet race to see... Well, this is a wet qualifier. We don't know if it's going to be actually a wet race, but I'm pretty sure it will be an interesting setup for the qualifier because I think that's where for me, in my opinion, I think the back end are going to be the fast guys by the time this dries out.
All right, so pretty much we're getting ready here tonight for a couple of different switches in positions and possibly switches in setup. We'll see how this is going to affect everybody for the rest of the race and for their strategy. But qualifying is first, and we're on board here with M9H Racing. He was on a pretty good lap. He actually set a purple sector in Sector 1. Kind of looked like he slowed down a lot through this. Oh, and he hits the wall coming out of the castle section. They're going through turn 13, the little kink to the left. Definitely not the best way to go around this track, hitting walls. So he's going to have to probably pit and put on a brand new set and try to see what he does there later on. But Failed UX, the current leader of the championship, not sure how many more points he needs to clinch this one, but I'm sure he's not too far away. We've got a yellow in Sector 3. I think somebody hit the wall just trying to go through the last couple of corners. Failed UX currently on the flying lap coming around the left here. There we go, M9 still continuing on with that lap, deciding that it's going to be good enough, and getting a 156.1. So about 25 seconds slower than a normal lap around here, 30 seconds slower.
Just about. Hey, look at that, the catfish.
Yes, your favorite one. With the Ferrari setting a 154.1. Failed UX. He's just having... Oh, Ricardo disqualified, going wrong way. But I was going to say Failed UX was having... the floppiest sort of lap, as we saw Flip-Flop Fish getting into pole, but he was tail whipping everywhere around that lap, but he still manages to put in the 155.1, so a second behind the leader currently, but still in second place and a pretty decent lap there.
Frost Hacker, he lost a nose, so he's gonna have to do some plastic surgery going back to the pitch there.
All right, well, he'll be back again. We know that he's definitely got it in him. Right now, we've got Bam Bam here coming around the corners. He's doing pretty good. He's managing to keep the wheels straight and getting pretty good tractions through the corners here. I think he's going to set a pretty good lap here. Let's check it out as he's coming around the straight now. And no, he only goes 6th, 7th as Flying Jippo sets a 57.4. Latope jumping up to 4th, 156.2. Zegreast Jones currently in 6th place right now, 157.3. So there's huge gaps forming between everybody. I mean, even between 1st and 2nd, we've got a whole second.
Yeah, earlier I was just watching on Not a Nerd 420. He just had a hiccup there. He had to back it up on his out lap.
Yeah, it looks like what was it, D'Angelo 69, he's out of qualifying here as well. Not sure what happened to him there. Flip-Flop Fish, is he on another flying lap? Did he decide that he's gonna stick it out there? It looks like he did. He sets a 154.182, so just a tiny little bit faster than he did before on a slightly worn set of wet tires.
Oh, yellow flag in sector 2.
You're saying there like you're so confident. You're saying that flip-flop 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 fish has this one in the bag.
No. I didn't say he had it in the bag. I'm not saying he had it in the bag, but yes, he does look a little bit quicker. But I'm pretty sure if this is a dry track, I think all of that's going to change.
All right. Well, another person I think has potential here today is Frosthacker. He's currently on his out lap right now on a brand new set. He has not set a lap yet. I mean, if we're actually looking at the table right now, we've got quite a few people not setting laps right now. Haven't set any laps. Not a Nerd is just coming out for the first time. Coleman. Are they playing the long game here in this qualifying, or do you think they're just waiting for maybe to see what happens to the weather?
They might be waiting to see what happens with the weather. I think so.
All right, so we're going to have to wait in this one, but oh my god, Frosthacker there having real difficulty slowing down the car just on this out lap. Coming into the castle section now, into turn 10 and 11. This is just a warm-up out lap, but he almost didn't stop in time.
No. I'm looking at Seagrass. He's just trying to see if that time is gonna change. I'm not too sure. I don't think he'll get too much out of it.
Yeah, looks like Failed UX is coming out of the pits now for an out lap, so he definitely is gonna be trying to fight for a higher position here. Only one more position to go up for him, but we've got Flip-Flop Fish. He did not go back into the pits. He went for another fast lap, and now he did a 153.4. He's almost 2 seconds ahead of everybody else.
Oh, well, see, that's the advantage of driving in the wets, man. Some people are quicker in the wets than others, you know.
So you're pretty much saying that Flip-Flop Fish is Schumacher.
I'm going with Senna.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'm going with Senna. That's what I'm going with. If it rains, if the heavens open up and it's raining, it's his all the way, no question.
Wow, but we don't know what's going to happen in the race. We don't know if it's a dry race or a wet race, so...
There's the sun. There's sun coming out.
Yeah.
If you see it over the pit, you see that?
Oh, yeah. I'm starting to see it down the horizon now, and a W in the meantime goes with a 154.003. He's been the closest so far in the session to Flip-Flop Fish, but that could be down to track progression. There might be a little bit of an improvement happening. There might be a dry line sort of forming up. Oh, Frosthacker having trouble again coming into corner 7 there. Really having trouble throughout the lap and not going very quickly either. So definitely going to be difficult for him to see what he can do later on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and a big tail whip coming out of that corner. So, yeah, definitely very tricky conditions on track today.
Yes, yeah. It might be his setup, too. He might be struggling with the setup, I think.
Yeah, one thing that I guess there is to play, and you can risk one thing here today, is that maybe if you have a dry race, but it's only a wet qualifying, they might be running their dry setups. Oh, and he hits the wall, but he did set a purple second sector.
That's going to cut it down, though.
Definitely will take a big chunk out of his time.
Yeah.
We will have to see once he crosses the line for his first lap here in qualifying. He was pretty good up until he hit the wall there. What is he going to do here? He goes into 8th with a 157.2, so he's currently about 2.8 seconds away from the leader. Failed UX is now just starting out his fast lap coming into corner 7 shortly. He dropped down to 3rd place, but he was running in 2nd for a very long time in this qualifying.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at Flying Jippo. I'm thinking he might, I don't know, he might get up to, he might squeeze somewhere in the top 5.
And now Failed UX has to go around RC7, a little bit of traffic on his lap. I don't think it's going to affect him too much here as he's coming into this big left-hander. It's really, really hard to stop there. He's going downhill, and it's an off-camber corner, so definitely doing a pretty good job here as he's coming around the last real corner on the track. The last few corners here are just little kinks, one to the right, one to the left. Keep it all together, make sure that back doesn't step it out. Another little kink to go, and then he's going to be on one of the longest straights ever in Formula 1 history. As long as he kept it all together here, he might be able to beat his own time and maybe jump into second. No, he doesn't. He stays with a 155.1. He might take this tire for another lap. I see a lot of people doing that here tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think with the wets, you can kind of push it a little bit. But again, that's if you can, you know, I don't think these guys get to race very often in the wets like that. So yeah, I think it'll throw people's strategies off, get them a little frustrated.
Yeah, we've got quite a few people on track right now as well, so I think they're all waking up and realizing that there isn't too much time to go. The weather is improving, but not quickly enough.
Yeah, I knew it. Flying Jippo, he got up to fourth.
There we go, 155.2. And Failed UX has a first sector purple right now.
Straighten it out.
So he's definitely on a pretty good lap as he's coming into corner 7, now going into the castle section. This is like 5 corners all together. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And he does a really good job of keeping it through there, getting really good rotation, getting good traction coming out of that corner. Now you got to keep it together here, don't hit the wall, keeping it nice and close. Coming into corner 16 now.
Okay.
And only a couple more to go. Let's see, that's another purple sector, so 2 purple sectors in a row.
Uh-oh.
He's definitely hunting them down. Let's see what he can do. Failed UX, the one that keeps on coming out of nowhere and surprising everybody. Let's see. Oh, he's slowing down.
Uh-oh.
He abandoned the lap.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Was he out of fuel?
It might be. Yeah, you might be right. It does sound like he's a little bit slow there.
Tope.
Wow, so that is pretty intense. Now let's go back over to Flip Flop Fish, your favorite driver so far in the last couple of Grand Prix that we've commentated together. Let's see how he does here tonight. He's going into the middle sector now, or into the end of the first sector, getting pretty good rotation, good traction. Coming into corner 5 now. That's a purple sector. Oh, is going a little bit, drifting around that corner a little bit, but keeps it together. Might be able to save this lap overall. Let's see what he gets for the rest of it here. Now the trickiest part of the track, the castle section again. Oh, he taps the wall a little bit there coming into the left-hander. Actually kind of seemed to bounce him off of it, so probably not going to lose too much time, but definitely going to have a little bit of damage on that front wing, so that's going to... Oh, a little bit of a tail whip as well. Lock up coming into the left-hander, cutting the curb a lot, riding the curb there, getting a little bit of a jump. So definitely losing a bit of time. That's another purple sector, so if he completes this lap, he should be okay. As long as he doesn't have too many spin-outs or any moments coming in through the last few kinks here. Left, right, almost hitting the wall there. Another right kink to go. And we're back on the straight now. Let's see what we can do here.
Oh, Hurricane, he retired.
Oh my goodness, Flip-Flop Fish improving to a
man.
152.7.
Oh boy.
And hitting the wall. Well, he is the current pole position sitter by almost 1.5 seconds. W is currently out on a quick lap, so let's see what he can do. He's going to be... Oh,
left session.
he is left, so that means he's probably got a little bit of a connection issue. Hopefully he will come back. Jones has his lap invalidated. He's got a little bit of time still to go. He might be able to go for another one. Failed UX is on his out lap. There's a minute to go. Yeah, he should be able to make it as well. He's coming into the end of the second sector now. Who else do we have out there right now? We have M9H, who's on an out lap as well.
Yep.
So he's going to be getting ready. Bam Bam is on a quick lap. Let's see what he can do here. He's currently in 7th with a 155.9. He's got about 3 seconds of a gap to go to Flip Flop Fish, about 2 seconds to go to W.
He's back. W is back.
There we go. That's good news, but unfortunately he's not going to have enough time to complete his qualifying lap here for his last flying lap. Flying Jippo has retired, so he is pretty safe in 5th. Oh, big lockup on Bam Bam going into the last couple of corners, and that's not going to help him out, so he's abandoning the lap. He let Flip Flop Fish go through as well, and letting pretty much everybody else go through. So that's M9 Racing. He's not going to be able to complete this lap, or I mean, he will be able to complete this lap, but he's not going to have a chance to go for another one, but he will have a chance to try and improve. Or maybe not. No, I don't think he will. So failed UX has given up as well. Jones got invalidated, so I think this is pretty much what we've got for the starting grid. Oh, Latope jumps to 2nd position with a 153.7. There we go. I was trying to find the one person that still might be out there on a quick lap and just couldn't find them, but that was Latope jumping into 2nd position. He is on a set of 3 laps on that wet tire, so as long as they're not starting on wets, they should be okay.
Should be.
Let's hope so, but I mean, also a wet race over here is going to be incredibly amazing to watch. Very exciting, as it's been in qualifying so far. So far as it looks right now, it's going to be Flip Flop Fish in 1st, Latope in 2nd, W in 3rd, having a little bit of a disconnection issue at the last little bit of this qualifying session. Jones is going to be in 4th, Failed UX in 5th, Flying Jippo in 6th, M9H Racing in 7th, RC7 in 8th so far.
Failed has a purple.
Oh, is Failed still on the lap?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he did make it, so he did make it through the...
He got a shot.
Yep.
He has a shot.
And he's coming into the last straight right now.
He has a shot.
Let's see if he can redeem himself and get him back up on a couple more positions. Yes, he does. Into 3rd position, 153.8.
There it is.
That was a really good one from him, and good job on making that that timer, because I did not think anybody else made it. Jones, is he on a flying lap? It looks like he made it as well.
Okay.
And he's coming around the straight now. He's going pretty slow, though. He's not even in 8th gear. And he's slowing down right before the line.
Why?
So he stays in 5th position. I think this is some sort of strategy play. I have no idea, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, if it becomes a dry track now, the strategy changes, because who does what?
Yep, and running through the rest of the grid here, so now we've got a little bit of a change in the grid, but we've still got Flip Flop Fish in 1st position. He's going to be our pole sitter for this race in Azerbaijan for the Golden Class. This is round 11. We've only got, I think, 4 more rounds to go. So yeah, Flip Flop Fish in 1st, Latope in 2nd, Failed in 3rd, W in 4th, Jones in 5th, Flying Jippo in 6th, M9 in 7th, RC7 in 8th, Bam Bam in 9th, Zegrease in 10th, Frosthacker in 11th, STK Hurricane in 12th, Not a Nerd 420 in 13th, Angelo 69 in 14th, Dre in 15th, Coleman did not set a time. Actually, everybody down from D'Angelo 69, Red Wing in 17th, FYKV in 18th, and Ricardo is going to be starting in 19th after getting disqualified very, very early into that qualifying session for going the wrong way on the track. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
He probably got stuck. I think he's probably got stuck in a, bad spot and he couldn't get out of it.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to see some bad stops, bad spots on the track, you guys should see. Yeah, you guys should see the Silver Class race from last night. I spun out on the very last corner of the very last lap on a set of soft tires with 97% wear on the back. So I got stuck in a pretty bad position and went from fourth to ninth very, very quickly.
Wow.
I'm not wishing that on anybody here today, honestly. That was the most horrible feeling ever.
I bet it is.
It was very frustrating, but as you said, we are starting on a dry track here. At least we're starting on a dry track. We do have
Hmm.
dynamic weather here tonight, so we could be, in for some surprises. Let's see.
Oh, well, like I said, now it's a dry track. The game might change. I mean,
Yeah.
catfish, man. I don't know, man.
Well, speaking of that, who do you think is going to be on the podium here tonight?
Well, I'm gonna go with Jones, Fish, and Jones, Fish, and I'm gonna go with the French candy, Lutope.
Okay, so some interesting choices then. Are you just
Hmm.
judging by their qualifying pace, or are you going off of their previous races?
I'm going a little bit of both. I'm going with a little bit of both. I'm gonna the French candy, Lutope. He surprised me in the qualifiers, so I think he has a very good chance to surprise some people here.
Okay, perfect. I think for my choices, I'm gonna have to go with Flip Flop Fish. He's definitely gonna be in the top three as long as he doesn't have any major incidents here tonight. As long as he
Hmm.
can keep that laser focus of his. And then I think Failed UX is probably gonna be either in second or in first. He's just
Okay.
one of those drivers that he just comes out of nowhere. He always plays the situation by ear, and he manages to come out on top. So I'm very excited to see what he's gonna be able to do here tonight.
Right.
And I'm gonna go with, I want to say Flying Jippo.
Flying Jippo.
I
Okay.
think as long as he can keep out of trouble through the first couple of corners, through the first couple of laps, he'll be okay. And he's got pace. I've seen him before, but he's had a lot of mishaps in the last few races. So I'm really hoping to see him up there. And one thing to mention is the tire strategy for everybody tonight is very, very interesting.
Oh
We've
yeah.
got most of the field starting on mediums, except for Latope in second starting on soft tires. So he's probably going for either a one-stop to a hard or maybe going to a two-stop, and he's probably playing the chance of safety cars, which definitely could happen here tonight. We've
Hmm.
got Frosthacker in 11th place on hard tires. And we've got FYKV85 in 18th place, also on the hard tires. So a little bit of a mix of strategies, but most of the field is going to be on the same strategy, which is also going to be interesting. Because starting on the medium tire here is going to be, it's going to be sort of, I don't know, confusing. You can go to so many different strategies from that. What do you think you would do?
Well, I'm gonna look to see what I would do. I probably would pit around maybe lap 9 or 10 to get some fresh shoes. And also, I just want to predict that usually when I do the Azerbaijan race, I'm gonna say 7 people will crash out.
Just seven.
Just 7. The last time I did commentary for Azerbaijan. 7 people who crashed out, and I'm going with 7 again.
Okay then. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say at least seven. I'll go
Okay.
with your seven, but I'll say at least because
At
there
least.
might be
Okay.
more. And we're almost ready here. We got 3, 4, 5 lights right
Here
now
we.
as we go ahead. And let's see what kind of start everybody gets. It looks like the guys at the front get a pretty good start. A little
Oh
bit of
boy.
touching
Oh,
at the
we got a
back there.
wing flying.
W touching a little bit. Let's see if anybody else is getting into incidents going into the second corner now. Really tight through here. It looks like
Oh boy.
Latope has dropped down to third place. Failed UX has jumped to second. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Looks like somebody hit the wall coming out of turn 2. Flip Flop Fish still in the lead, but Latope is now in third trying to chase down Failed UX. We've got now another yellow flag in sector
Oh
1. D'Angelo 69 has retired,
yeah.
so that looks like
Yeah.
he didn't make it into corner 3, which is what happened to me yesterday, and I knocked a little bit of my front wing off. Meanwhile, we've got Latope in third, Flip Flop Fish in first, Fail UX in second, W in fourth, Flying Jippo in fifth, Drones in sixth, M9H Racing in seventh. So it looks like there's been a little bit of changing of positions on the start.
Oh yeah, definitely. Frost Hacker went for the ultimate nosedive and overshot it a little bit, lost a spot.
All right,
it's his teammate actually.
Wow. Yeah. So definitely some teammate drama here tonight is possible. Everything is possible in Azerbaijan. That's one thing that I learned from many times racing around here, especially on this game. You never know what's going to happen, and I'm very excited to see what will happen as we go around to the end of lap 1. It looks like Latope is building out a pretty good gap to W. He's already a second in front, and that's definitely going to help him out.
Whoa, we got a crash. Oh, baby.
Oh my god, that looks like Coleman came together with
Frost Hacker,
a bunch of other people. We've got M9H Racing in the pits, STK Hurricane is in the pits as well. And we have a safety car on the end of lap 1, so it looked like we might have been okay, but definitely not.
Yeah, wow. I mean, just debris was just flying as I was watching the back of the
We've also got Z-Grease, Ricardo, STK Hurricane, RC7 all in the pits right now. That bounces up some people by quite a few positions. FYKV85, who started in, I think, 18th place, he's currently in 9th. So that definitely gives him a little bit of a boost. Not sure if he's got any damage or anything else like that, but it looks like most of the people through the first 7 or so don't have any sort of damage. So that's good to see. Latope, if I was him, I would probably dive into the pits right now and change my strategy, because you don't want to keep on these soft tires. They burn out so quickly on this track.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right about that.
And I think, was it him that we were trying to encourage to go into the pits a couple of races ago?
Yes, it was. It was him, yep.
All right, so it seems to be a trend here. I'm not sure why. STK Hurricane getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Frost Hacker has left the session now because he's had a little bit of an incident, which pulled out the safety car on lap 1 at the end. RC7, no, getting a drive-through penalty, speeding under the safety car as well. Lots of people speeding.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, a little bit of penalties now coming into play as well. But yeah, some people that gained out of that whole incident, as I said, was FYKV jumping to 9th, Red Wing Racing jumping 6 positions, Ricardo TV jumping from 19th to 14th right now, and of course Failed UX right at the start of the race, managing to get up into the 2nd position. So now it's all up to Flip Flop Fish to try and pull away again once we get restarted after the safety car. There are a couple of really long DRS zones around here. How hard is it to get away around here from anybody behind you?
Oh, it's definitely going to be extremely hard. Guys are really going to try to, get underneath that air and stay with you as long as they don't hit the wall or become the king of the castle, as I like to call it.
Right there in the castle section, absolutely. As Charles Leclerc once did, just what was it, last season? And in his words, "I am stupid, I am stupid." That went absolutely famous and viral.
Yes.
It was absolutely great to watch. So yeah, I mean, it's already been a very exciting first lap. We didn't even make it through the end of the first lap before the safety car came out. But I am very curious to see how this is gonna turn out for the rest of the race. Latope did not listen to us again. He is staying out there. D'Angelo has now left the session as well. He's also DNF'd early in the race. But yeah, Latope is gonna keep on these soft tires. How long do you think he's going to be able to stay on them?
I give him until lap 8.
And then what tires do you go on?
I would go with the mediums.
All right, as we're getting ready
Uh-oh.
to restart, safety car is going to be coming in on this lap. So this is now going to be very interesting to see how Flip-Flop Fish is going to try and pace the field. He's been doing that pretty well in the last couple of restarts that I've watched, so
Oh, nice.
let's see.
They changed the sign.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just noticed something from the last game. The Expo was for 2020 of this year, and now they pushed it to 2025 for the Baku Expo.
Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh, here we go.
All right, so we're getting ready to restart here. Flip-Flop Fish is still weaving. There we go. He's restarting now, but it looks like Failed UX and Latope behind him are getting a really good restart. Now Latope is going for a move around Failed UX. He might even go for a move on Flip-Flop Fish. He's almost side by side. He does bounce into second position. He is on the fastest tire. Oh, Flying Jippo has retired. It looks like he went into the pits and retired there. So that was very weird. Now Latope is making a move, or at least he's very, very close to making a move. He's going on the outside into turn 3. Not quite close enough. Got to stick to the back of Flip-Flop Fish for now. Failed UX behind them is not letting up either. Losing another position from the start. He started in second, jumping back up, now losing it again. This is going to be very, very back and forth, it looks like, for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it's everybody's close with each other, man. There's no pull away whatsoever.
Absolutely, and it looks like those that pitted, some people went on the hard tires, some people went on soft tires, like Coleman and STK Hurricane, so that's going to be not very long of a stint for them around this track. I'm not sure if they know that or not. Latope is still closing in on Flip-Flop Fish, but Failed UX is now dropping back. He's almost 9/10 of a second behind both of them, and behind them, W is already more than a second behind. We're going to have DRS here in a couple more laps, I think, so if you can't stick within a second in front of, behind whoever is in front of you, you're going to be in trouble.
Oh yeah, you definitely are going to be in trouble. I think the DRS is going to open up on lap 5.
As we're coming around to the end of lap 4, and Latope goes for another move around Flip-Flop Fish as he sets the fastest lap as well, going wide to the outside, and he hits the wall!
Oh!
And he's definitely got a bunch of damage on the right side of his wing.
Wow.
And he's going to drop many positions, but he's doing a great job of rejoining very, very safely on track. Did not cause any other incidents, but he's in 15th out of 16 runners right now, having trouble getting around the track with massive damage. That was very intense, and I think we were right again. He should have just pitted.
Yeah.
So that promotes Failed UX up into second. We've got Bam Bam and Jones battling right now. Coming out of turn 4. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here. It looks like Bam Bam is going to stay ahead, but Jones is keeping very close. Dre is closing in on both of them behind as well. So everything is opening up now as the safety car is back in. It restarted the race, but it sort of bunched everybody together. We had Flying Jippo having a little bit of a moment and retiring. We had Latope having a massive moment coming into the first corner, overshooting and trying to make a move on Flip-Flop Fish. And is it just me, or is the Flip-Flop Fish just getting lucky all over the time?
Well, a little luck does play into the factor of trying to get the win, so you know, it's not always based on skill.
Yeah, now W has dropped much behind Failed. He's 2 seconds behind them, so not a good position to be, because I think we're gonna have DRS enabled on the next lap. As Jones is staying close to Bam Bam, but he is losing time. Failed UX sets the fastest lap with a 1:43.8, and DRS is now enabled.
I just saw ST Hurricane, aka the artist formerly known as Blaster Brennan, get off those tires on lap 6. So yeah, he's feeling the slippage.
Yep, and Latope is going into the pits as well. Obviously, with all of that damage, you can't stay out there. Dre was trying to close in on Jones. He did have the DRS, but he had a bad run coming out of corner 2. Didn't give him a good run for the straight there, so didn't have enough time to close in. He's gonna have to stick behind him for another lap, but this is looks like the closest battle we've got on track. Everybody's sort of building out a gap and then having their own race. We've got some people in the midfield like Jones keeping up with Bam Bam, 0.8 of a second behind. Dre, 0.8 of a second behind them. Ricardo is now starting to close in, and Coleman is trying to close in on Ricardo.
Coleman is pushing because he just got a purple sector.
He is on a brand new set of the soft tires. He was one of the people that had a little bit of damage from the incident on the very first lap. So he had a chance to jump into the pits and change his tires. So yeah, I mean, what are your impressions of this race so far? What do you think we're in for?
Well, let's see. We got three guys out. I predicted 7, so we got 4 more to go. And so far so good. I actually enjoy this. This is interesting. I like to see people think on their strategies here. See what's going to happen with these tire compounds. Oh,
Ricardo making a move now on Not a Nerd, and he does have the DRS, so this is going to be a pretty good move here. But yeah, we've got Coleman now jumping into this whole battle.
Oh boy.
Let's see here, and Coleman actually set another quick sector, but he didn't set the quickest lap. So because of this battling, because of where he is right now in the field, it's definitely not the best position to be in, as he's going for a move around Ricardo into corner 3 now, and he does make it stick. So Ricardo's going to have to gain that time back. Not a Nerd is now dropping back behind them as Coleman has a little bit of a brush with the wall. Got to be careful around this track. You can lose it very, very quickly. The car can snap on you at any time. And I always say that this is like Monaco. This is pretty much almost the same sort of track, except that you've got a couple of longer straights and the walls are much less forgiving.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm noticing Coleman, I don't want to jinx him, but he started the little slide on those tires. He might not feel it, but I'm just looking at him. I'm on board with him. And he started to slide in one of the corners.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on those on those softs for 5 laps. And as we, have already said during this race a couple of times, they burn out so quick around here. So you can't really stay on them for too long, maybe 5 or 6 laps, and then they're completely gone. As we look at Ricardo making a really ambitious move, not waiting too much, as we also got Jones trying to make, M9 Racing making a move. Everybody's making moves everywhere. We got some people pitting. Jones is going into the pits. Zegries jumps into 10th. Yeah, wow, I can't even keep up. M9H Racing is very, very close to FYK V85. He does have the DRS, but he gets a worse run coming out of corner 2.
Coleman is really, man, I wish he was on another compound, because I really think his pace around here is looking very good.
Yeah, he makes an overtake, but then as soon as he does, the extra pressure of having to slow down from the extra speed and everything else, it's putting more more pressure on the tires, and they're just burning out faster and faster. But he does have a pretty good chance here if he can keep them together, but I wouldn't keep them on for more than about 7 laps max.
Right.
And M9 Racing is really sticking to the back wing of FYKV, who's really benefiting from all of the situations that are happening around him. He started down the field and he's now currently running in 6th place, but he is under a lot of pressure as they're almost touching coming into corner 16 there. And let's see if he's going to be close enough. Not getting a good enough run coming out of that corner now, but he is going to have the DRS. Let's see, he does have some DRS as well, but he's not really attacking right now. He doesn't seem to be using it too much. He's got his DRS open. He's definitely closing in, but I think he's just saving up energy right now. He's going to try and go for something later on. Dre making a move on Bam Bam. He's jumping into 4th place, so now Bam Bam has to close that back up, and he's going to have DRS on this straight. Let's see if that's going to be enough for him.
I love the train right here with Bam Bam.
He's trying to put Dre off of his line, but Dre's not going to twitch. So he's going to keep 4th place for now.
Oh man, there's going to be a train coming. There's a train coming.
Oh, Coleman gets a tail whip coming out of that last corner. And he loses a bit of time, so he's going to be under pressure as well. Ricardo jumping into 8th position now.
Yeah.
So Ricardo is on an attack. He's definitely going to be trying to do as much as he can here. It looks like everybody is having a little bit of trouble finding a good rhythm and a good pace. Even Failed UX is still staying within touching pace of Flip Flop Fish right now. They've been together for pretty much the whole race. He's going to have DRS on the next straight, and he is very, very close. I have no idea how Flip Flop Fish has been able to stay out so long in front, keep his pace, keep his calm, keep his focus. It definitely takes a different class of driver. That's why I'm in silver and they're in gold.
Don't worry, you'll get there.
Alright, so Failed UX definitely closing in, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. He does go for a dive bomb into the inside of the first corner. Not close enough.
3 wide down the straight here.
The Fish gets a really good run there. They're almost touching. Failed UX is going to have the DRS again on another long straight. Coming into corner 3 now. He's going to go around the outside, or at least try to go around the outside.
Boy.
Not going to be close enough again. This is going to be one hell of a battle.
I'm looking at this tight battle here between these 3, and now they
Ooh, Failed
intercepted
UX.
2.
Are they going to touch? There is a bit of contact coming through the chicane. So Failed UX is not wasting any time. He's not going to be waiting for the straights. He's just going to go for it. And we're going to stay on board here, and we're going to watch all of it.
Yeah, you're watching that. I'm watching the midfield battle between FICA, M9H Racing, and Ricardo TV. They're going a little crazy here.
Well, don't let Flip Flop Fish hear that, because he's going to be very upset that you're not watching him right now. As he's under pressure. Oh, Failed UX brushes the wall a little bit there. Definitely not a good exit there as they're coming around corner 16 and going on to the last few kinks before the straight again. He's much, much closer than he was on the last lap. He's closing in on him even before they get to the DRS zone. He's going to go down the inside. Flip Flop Fish turns up his DRS now and seems to be pulling away a little bit. Here comes the DRS, and Failed UX is going to go down the inside here into the first corner, into the lead. But now he's going to have to defend from one of the most dangerous fish in the sea, the Flip Flop Fish. We've got a yellow sector, a yellow flag in sector 2. That looks to be not a nerd. Is that not a nerd? Yes, it is. He's had a spin.
Man.
He's had damage on his front wing. He's had a spin coming out of the castle section. That's not good for him. He's just pitted as well on the last lap for hard tires. So that is really bad timing for him, as Failed UX is trying to fight off Flip Flop Fish as much as he can. Flip Flop Fish is not letting up as they're coming through the chicane now, going into the castle section. This is going to be one hell of a battle. I mean, what's it going to take for them to separate?
Somebody's going to have to crash.
Exactly what I'm implying. They are touching. They've touched a couple of times. Flip Flop Fish just gave him a little kiss on the back as well.
Right.
Oh, Failed UX getting a really bad run around that left-hander, getting a little bit of a tail whip, almost touching the wall, and that let Flip Flop Fish close in on him again. So they're not letting up on each other. This is definitely doing damage to their tires, and I think W, who's now in third, he's just gained about 0.5 of a second on that last. Oh, and he's closing in even more. He's closing in by about, it looks like about 6/10 or so. As now we've got Flip Flop Fish going round the outside of Failed UX. Let's see if he's going to be able to make it stick. They're pretty close. No, he's going into the pits. So he's choosing this time to go into the pits. Failed UX is going to continue on. And that's going to put Dre Diggy into second. W is gonna go into the pits as well, and so does M9H Racing. Lots of people pit, or 3 people pitting. And that promotes M9H Racing into 3rd place, FYK into 4th, Ricardo into 5th, Zegrees into 6th, as they're in a huge train here, as we're rejoining this train right now.
Safety.
And we've got a virtual safety car. I don't see any major incidents. I do see a very slow Haas at the very end of the 2nd sector there. But I'm not sure what happened.
Was that Latope?
He is down the count. He's in 15th right now, so he that might have been him. Might have had a moment, but we'll have to see. All right, we're back on. DRS isn't enabled. I mean, is enabled. Sorry.
Yeah, speaking of that train earlier, yeah, I was staying on the M9H Racing, FICA, and Ricardo TV. They were all close together, and once Flip went into the pits, they just gained places, and now here it is. They might be the top 3. Who knows?
And that VSC sort of messed that up for us because everybody got restarted when they were in pretty bad positions around the track. So now they're all separated by more than a second from each other, except for Bam Bam and Red Wing. Bam Bam just went around him. I think Red Wing had a little bit of a moment there. So Bam Bam is now into 9th. We've got some people who have made 2 stops, like Coleman, STK, RC, Latope, and Not a Nerd, who's currently in the pits right now. Failed. There we go. I was just going to say about this. When do we think the leaders are going to go in? So now we've got Failed in the pits. So is FYKV, Dre, Zegrees. Oh, no, sorry. Zegrees is continuing on. So Dre Diggy and Failed are both in the pits now.
And look at what Flip did. Look at how fast he gained positions already.
Yeah, he's now into 5th. I think he came out in 8th.
Yeah.
So he's doing pretty good here, but definitely those people pitting in front of him helped him out, so he really only gained a position out on track. But let's see what he's going to be able to do for the rest of the race here, as he does need to close in the gap to Zegrees, and then he's going to have to try and pull away with this one. He's on a hard tire, so he's definitely going to be going until the end. But somebody like Zegrees could be attacking later on in the race, as he's going to go probably for another stop later. So lots of different strategy plays here today. Azerbaijan is definitely a very difficult one to judge for strategy and what's the fastest sort of way around here. You just gotta drive consistently and have good pace.
Yeah, just be and have a little bit of luck too. Luck could be on your side. Anything could happen. Like you said, the tires, fuel is definitely a factor. You know, you burn quite a lot here as far as the fuel.
Absolutely, and now Ricardo is only 0.4 of a second behind FYKV, who's doing really good in this Grand Prix so far. He started very, very low down the back. But he's currently getting overtaken, so he's going to be in 3rd place, but still not a bad run from him so far. He is on a hard tire, so I would imagine that he would go to the end of the race. Now we've got a couple of people behind him who are going to be closing in, though. That's going to be Zegrees, and of course, the one and only, the Fish himself.
Yeah, got the fastest lap.
So he's definitely out there on the charge, not wasting any time. Zegrees is closing in. FYKV is not letting Ricardo get away easily with this one. He is managing to keep a good pace back to him. So let's see if he's gonna be able to make another charge on him later on. But Zegrees is putting pressure.
I must say that M9H Racing is really driving smooth.
Yeah, he was sort of nowhere a few laps ago, but he's coming back into play. Oh, FYKV hits the wall through the castle section, drops a position to Zegrees. Just like that, his race got a little bit of a surprise in it.
Oh, man.
And now he's also got the Fish himself right on his tail.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Everything can turn in a quick second around here. This track does not forgive, and it does not forget.
Oh boy. Ooh.
Almost touching as they're trying to battle for position there. Flip-flop fish deciding to be smarter, dropping back a little bit to keep a good space coming in through those little kinks at the end of the lap. And now he is in front. He is going to have the DRS here as well. Or no, actually he doesn't have DRS.
I thought he did.
So, wow, I'm not sure why he does not.
Or maybe he didn't open the wing.
Not really sure what happened there. W jumps into 5th position. Failed UX is on the charge himself now as well. He has just put in the fastest lap of the race. He's technically one of the net leaders here. So he's dropped back a couple of positions behind Flip-Flop Fish, but he did make his pit stop 1 or 2 laps later. Yeah, so this could still turn in anybody's direction, really. I'm not really sure how it's going to all play out.
It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. It's... Okay, is M9H Racing, okay, is he maybe a lap younger on those tires than everybody else?
He is currently on hards that are 13 laps old. So he's been on those hards since the 2nd lap. So he pretty much pitted under the safety car.
Okay, alright.
And so is Ricardo. FYKV is running on 14 lap old hards, so he has not made a stop, I guess.
Right.
Let's see here. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2 that looks to be a Williams that's slow. Flip-Flop Fish is setting the board alight right now. He's putting in some quick times through the sectors. Closing in on Ricardo very, very quickly. They were more than 3 seconds behind. Now he's only 2 seconds behind. And I have a feeling he's gonna... Yeah, there we go. Yep. So M9H Racing is pitting now.
Oh, boy.
He's going to be able to put on probably a set of mediums to make it to the end. Ricardo is now in a great position, but he is losing time to Flip-Flop Fish. He's lost another 0.4 of a second just through the first couple of corners.
Man, this guy is flying, man.
Absolutely. And W behind them, 4.5 seconds right now. He's on only 4 lap old hards, so he's definitely going till the end.
Hopefully W actually lasts, you know, the whole entire race, because he has good pace. But it's just with him, it's just that one little mistake he makes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something that every driver has to sort of get out of their system, and I think it only comes with experience. You just got to get into situations that you don't expect and learn from them and advance to the next one, and then try to avoid those sort of situations.
Yeah.
As now Flip-Flop Fish is almost within a second of Ricardo. Ricardo had a really bad run through corner 15, come into corner 16 now. Let's see, Flip-Flop Fish is going to be close enough at the DRS detection zone. He is under a second already. And Failed UX is making up places as well. He's closing in on W now into 4th place. We've got a yellow in Sector 2 and 3.
Oh, not a nerd.
Not a nerd, DNFing.
That's 4.
Safety
car.
Yeah, we've got another safety car.
Oh, boy.
So, strategy. Let's talk strategy, Mr. Sensation. What are you going to do here?
Oh,
you stay out, you pit? If you're Flip-Flop Fish right now, you're in second, you have a set of hard tires on 5 laps on them, you're in second position. I mean, there's 9 laps to go until the end. What do you do?
Oh man, I think he'll stay out.
And do you think Ricardo will stay out as well on his old hards?
It's too risky. I don't think he'll make it.
All right, so we've got first taker Coleman. He's in the pits. STK is in the pits. RC is in the pits.
Okay.
But those are people that are below the 10. So let's see what the front runners are going to do here. That's going to be very interesting. I know that Failed UX is probably going to want to stay out. He's going to try and use this to his advantage to bunch everybody back up together.
Dre staying.
Oh, we've got another taker, Latope and Red Wing. Jones getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Come on.
Let's see what we're gonna have here from the leaders. Ricardo, he's gonna be the first one to pass by the by the pit lane.
Man,
and I'm very interested to see if he's gonna decide to jump into the pits or not.
M9 Racing might be in a very good position.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one of the quickest people in terms of the tire wear and tire compound.
Yeah.
Once they get rebunched up and restart again, RC7 gets a drive-through penalty as well. But, you know, if nobody pits out of the front runners, M9 is still going to have quite a bit of work to do, as we do have Ricardo going into the pits and Flip-Flop Fish. Are they all going for soft tires? That is going to be the question now. No, I see mediums. Yep, mediums for Flip-Flop. Ricardo going on to mediums as well. W is into the pits. So our net leader right now, or I mean, sorry, on position leader right now is going to be Bam Bam. And M9 Racing is going to be behind them.
Yeah.
And now we've got Dre in the pits. Failed UX in the pits going on soft tires.
Why?
Well, they're going to be on the safety car for about 2 laps. So they're only going to have 6 laps to go on those soft tires. It's risky, but it puts him in a good position. He's going to be in 6th right now. He's going to be behind FYKV. Only 2 positions behind Flip-Flop. Pretty good. I think he did okay. And Flip-Flop Fish actually came out in 4th. Ricardo managed to stay in 2nd, even with a pit stop.
Yeah. Hopefully, nobody makes a mistake on their tires that they, you know. Hopefully, nobody didn't pick the same compound twice.
Let's hope for
all
that.
These tire changes.
We've got some people. Oh, we've got our RC currently on his 4th pit stop in this race.
Wow.
But we've got quite a few people with 3 stops. Bam Bam has only made the 1 single stop in this race, so that's what's pretty much giving him his advantage right now and being out as the position leader.
Man, I don't know.
Ricardo started this race in 19th place. He's currently running in 2nd. That is an absolutely amazing recovery.
It definitely is. Definitely is. And this is gonna be good.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a last few laps blitz. I'm not even sure what brought out the safety car. We're gonna have to discover that a little bit later at the end of the race. But this is our 2nd safety car this race. If you're just joining us now, we are in Azerbaijan for Golden Class of TCR. Season 9, Round 11. Only a few more rounds to go in this season. So far, Failed UX has been absolutely killing it, and he's still got a massive lead in this league, but we have a new contender, Flip-Flop Fish, who came in, I think, 3 or 4 races ago, and has been doing absolutely amazing from the start, taking pole positions, taking wins, and just overall, I think the impression that he's made on me mostly is just not even his finishing position, but how he gets there. It's like zen, you know what I mean? He's focused, he's always in it, he doesn't get distracted, doesn't get himself into situations that are gonna make him crash or get into incidents, and it's just amazing to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely.
But we also have the likes of Ricardo and M9 Racing and Bam Bam, some of those people that don't always do great in qualifying, don't always do great at the start of the race. Somehow they just manage to get through all of the carnage and all the incidents and have a level head, and they always manage to gain positions.
Yeah, I think certain tracks for them, you know, they're probably more better at than others. Also, that plays a factor too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every driver's got his favorite track, or tracks where they do a little bit better, a little bit worse. We're gonna have to wait until this safety car goes back in so we can rejoin this absolutely amazing race that we've been having so far. It's been hard to commentate because like there's so much happening.
There's happening.
Many battles. We've seen people changing positions. And not just like at the front. We've seen people changing positions all over the field. A couple of incidents, a few crashes here and there. So far we've got 4 DNFs. So we need 3 more in the last 7 laps to make it to our prediction of minimum of 7. And we have safety car coming in on this lap.
Well, you said minimum, I said 7.
Well, okay.
So far you're looking good.
Let's see what we'll have for the rest of the race here. We're going to have Bam Bam, who's going to be pacing out the field. He's a little bit far ahead of everybody right now. Safety car is still right there at the end of that little kink. 5-second penalty goes out to Coleman for a severe collision with Seagrease. So getting a little bit too eager on the restart, but it looks like Bam Bam is gonna go now, and he does. Ricardo gets a pretty good restart. He's gonna be very close to Bam Bam. They're going into corner 1. We've got some people. Oh, Flip Flop Fish and M9H Racing having a little bit of a touch, having battling, going side by side. Oh no!
Somebody overshot.
That was M9H Racing overshooting the corner completely and hitting the wall and touching another driver as he was rejoining the track. And he's all the way at the back now, as we have Ricardo now in 2nd position, trying to make a move on Bam Bam. He was trying to at least there. Failed UX moving up into 4th place. Flip Flop Fish obviously moving up into 3rd because of M9H Racing losing it there. And Flip Flop Fish is now closing in as he touches the wall a little bit there, getting a little bit of a brush. That's not gonna help him out there, but they're so close. The main 3 people right now, Bam Bam, Ricardo, Flip Flop Fish, they're not letting each other they're not giving each other even an inch. Coming through the castle section now on lap 20 of 26. We've only got 6 more laps to go, or 5 in a little bit, as we're gonna be completing the 2nd sector of this lap very soon. And the gaps are very close for the top 3 people right now. Bam Bam, Ricardo, and Flip Flop Fish separated by less than half a second, or they were until they came into that last corner now. As they're coming around the left-hander, only a couple more kinks to go until that straight. Flip Flop Fish is less than 2/10 behind Ricardo. He's definitely going to go for a move here if he can keep it together as he trying to navigate onto the straight.
This is crazy.
He's super close. They're almost touching. Ricardo is closing in on Bam Bam. They're going to go 3 wide here. What's going to happen?
Oh, he got failed. Failed is there. Oh, baby, fail.
Oh, it looks like Bam Bam went really wide, and Flip Flop Fish manages to jump into the lead. Failed into 2nd. Ricardo into 3rd. And this is going to be absolutely breathtaking for the rest of this race, because Failed UX is on a soft tire, so he's definitely going to have the tire advantage for the last 5 laps on lap 21 of 26 of this race. Flip Flop Fish is going to have to really do his best now to stay in front and not get into any incidents, not overshoot any corners. Bam Bam unfortunately dropping down to 4th place from being in the lead, but still going to have a really good finishing position if he can keep this one starting very far down the grid.
Yeah.
All right, back to the front here. Failed UX and Flip Flop Fish. Flip Flop Fish taking another tiny touch coming through the castle sector. He's not having a good time on his tires, or not sure what it is.
I don't know. Oh boy.
Oh, getting a lockup, cutting the corner. Wow. I'm not sure what's going on with Flip Flop Fish. I think he's feeling the pressure. I think he's putting too much on his tires. Maybe he's thinking that he really needs to get away right now before the DRS gets enabled.
And he can't get away. He's trying so hard.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
And Ricardo behind them is not too far behind. He's only a second behind. If he can close in a little bit of a gap, he'll be within DRS on the next lap as DRS gets enabled now.
Oh boy, here we go.
Failed UX. Let's stay on board with him and see what he's going to be able to do here. We've got Jones going into the pits in the meantime. Failed UX gets his DRS, doesn't get as good of an exit as Flip Flop Fish did out of that second corner.
He's staying with him. He's staying with him.
He's gaining. He's gonna go around the outside.
Nope,
Dangerous
nope,
place
nope,
to
nope,
go.
nope, nope.
Sticking to the back. All right, he's gonna have to wait for. Oh no, he's gonna go down the inside into the next corner.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
They make a tiny little touch, but Flip Flop Fish manages to keep the position. He did have a little bit of the back stepping out there, but these guys are managing to do an amazing job here tonight. Just absolutely racing clean, not getting into massive incidents, and through everything that's happened, these two have been coming out on top.
Yes, they have. It's definitely been interesting between these two. I'm really excited about these last few laps of this race.
Failed UX has dropped back a little bit. He's 0.7 of a second behind. He's going to have to close in that gap on the last couple of corners here before the straight, so he can stay within that DRS zone and hopefully be close enough to make some sort of a move. We've got a yellow flag, Hurricane DNF. And it looks like Jones, and safety car is out again on lap 22 of 26. We're going to have a third safety car. W gets a 5-second penalty.
Oh, man.
I cannot believe this.
Now, what happens now? This is 4 laps.
Yeah, so the safety car is going to do what it did a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be out for a couple of laps as long as everybody manages to stick together and bunch up.
So
and then
is that 2 laps?
Yeah, it's gonna go back in at the end of the second lap.
Holy crap.
So we're gonna rejoin back again, I'm thinking on either lap 24 or 25. This is gonna be very, very, unpredictable, because this game could do anything.
Oh man, this is wow.
Absolutely speechless. This third safety car, it couldn't have come out at at a more interesting time. We've got Latope, W, M9 Racing, Z-Grease, Coleman, and Jones all in the pits, all going on the soft tires.
Come on, Latope.
Well, I mean, what is he going to be able to do from 9th? Although, this is Azerbaijan.
Yes.
And anything can happen here. Bam Bam is gonna stay out there on his old hards, so he's gonna be playing until the end here. Definitely a smart decision. Although he could have pitted and come out pretty close to everybody. Could have come out right in front of Latope on a brand new set, and could have made a run for it. But we'll have to just be patient until the safety car comes back in. And we're only going to have a couple more laps to run.
Oh boy, this is...
So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Failed is going to be taking the win here today? Any surprises that might come from somebody?
I still feel surprised with Latope, but Fish might hold on. He might hold on by the seat of his pants, and Latope might surprise us. That's what I'm going with. I'm probably wrong, but that's what I'm going with. I'm
thinking, what if Flip Flop Fish and Failed finally make a touch that's a little bit more than just a kiss?
That can happen.
Because then Ricardo could come out on top as well.
That could happen.
We're just gonna have to wait and see. I really hope that the safety car is gonna go back in at the end of lap 24, so we can have at least a couple of laps of real racing here. Now, one interesting thing, we have a full safety car, so we're not gonna have any DRS on the last couple of laps.
Oh, okay. All right, that's right. So, everybody's gonna be close to each other.
And Dre gets a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits.
Oh, come on. And you have 5 cars out. So nobody's going to pull away from no one.
It's all about the restart. If they can pull away at the restart, they'll be able to keep that gap. But pulling away at the restart is very, very difficult to do. Now, Coleman just pitted, and he's just coming out of the pits. I'm wondering if this is going to do anything for when the safety car comes back in. He's probably going to be able to catch up to them before they go into the end of Sector 2.
Should.
He's closing in on them pretty quickly right now.
Okay.
But just to take a look here quickly at the position changes. So right now, Ricardo starting at 19th. He's currently running in 3rd. Great race from him so far. Bam Bam starting in 9th, currently in 4th. Not doing too bad either. FYKV starting in 18th place. He manages to, he managed to jump up to 5th at the moment. Also, Dre started way down in 15th. He's in 6th. Red Wing started in 17th. He's up in 7th. So it looks like a trend. Most of the people that are currently in the top 10 were people who started outside of the top 10.
Yeah. See, I said, hey, that back, the qualifier was in the wets, and I said when it's dry, you might have the back end just take over. So, safety car in this lap.
There we go. What we were hoping for. It's coming in at the end of lap 24. We're gonna have, a couple of races. A couple of laps to go.
I'm following from 7 down. I gotta see, since we got 14 on the grid. Oh, failed. Oh, failed. He got a penalty with Flip.
A 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Flip. I think he probably thought that Flip has started up the race and he was mistaken and ran into the back of him. Those sort of penalties, though, they can be reviewed by the stewards, as we are restarted now here, and Failed is not wasting any time. He's going around the outside of Flip Flop Fish. He's going to try and make it stick. That's not going to be enough. At the back, we've got Bam Bam moving up a position. FYKV. Coleman is gone.
Severe collision. Oh, jeez.
And we also have Dre dropping to the back. What happened to Dre? Oh, he's missing his whole front wing. He's totally gone now.
Yeah.
W is dropped back to 12th as well. We've got massive incidents everywhere on that restart, so that definitely didn't work out well. In the meantime, Ricardo is closing in the gap very, very quickly on Failed. And Failed is still trying to keep up with Flip Flop Fish. Now he's going to have to fight off that 5-second penalty. Gaining 5 seconds on this track is definitely not going to be easy for him. Ricardo is definitely going to be able to gain a position as long as he doesn't have any massive penalties himself.
And what I tell you about Latope, he went from 9th to 6th.
Yeah, and at the moment, if Failed doesn't get that penalty removed, that's going to mean that
we got
Bam...
a collision again. Is that Red Wing?
That's
Red Wing.
W, it looks like. And yeah, if Failed UX is not going to be able to remove that penalty, that 5-second for touching there, that means that Bam Bam is going to be promoted to 3rd. So he's going to be on the podium after starting way down in, I think it was like 16th or 19th or something like that.
Yeah.
Failed UX, only 0.3 of a second behind Flip Flop Fish. He is closing in very, very quickly on the straight. They're coming side by side into the first corner now. He's way closer now. They are side by side. They're gonna have a touch.
Oh boy.
Flip Flop Fish still manages to keep in front. Oh, and now Fail's gonna go super deep down the inside.
Wow.
It looks like they made a bit of a touch, but they're still surviving through it. Failed UX is now a little bit in front.
Flip. It's Flip went down.
Flip Flop Fish is now in 2nd, but remember, Failed UX still has that penalty, which is currently in the question mark, depending if he'll be able to get it removed.
Yeah.
We are on the...
He's gone.
Oh, Dre is in the pits and he is retired, but we are on the last lap here. We just had Failed UX overtake Flip Flop Fish for the lead, but we've still got a few more corners to go. The castle section, which is not easy to navigate. Flip Flop Fish almost hits the wall through the castle section. It looks like Ricardo has hit the wall as well, has had a moment. So that's not going to be good for him. So he's going to drop down. And as you said, Latope, he's now in 4th position. And with failed UX's penalty, he's going to actually be in 3rd.
Oh my God, look at Jones. Jones tried to go down.
We've got Latope, Bam Bam, all fighting between themselves, but at the front, Failed is trying to pull away from Flip-Flop Fish. Flip-Flop Fish is closing in with the slipstream. We don't have DRS. We have another crash at the back. RC7. Looks like he's had a moment. Failed is weaving everywhere. We're gonna make it to the line. We're gonna take it all the way down to the line. Failed UX. No, Flip-Flop Fish finishes first. But I mean, Failed UX finished first on track. Bam Bam. Bam Bam goes into second place. Latope goes into third. Failed because of his penalty of 5 seconds. He drops down into fourth. FYKV in fifth after starting very down the list. Jones in sixth. Zegrease in seventh. M9 in eighth. Redwing in ninth. Ricardo after running in third. After running in third for so long, Ricardo only finishes in 10th for the last point. Finishing position.
Wow. And I called it. 8 have failed.
So, the actual on-track winner of the race is not even on the podium with us tonight because of his 5-second penalty for a severe collision under the safety car. So this is one of those races that could be decided later on because of a penalty that gets removed. But so far, on the podium right now with us, we have Flip-Flop Fish with another beautiful drive, beautiful win. Navigating safety cars incidents, huge battles with Failed throughout the whole race and everything else, and he's winning here again tonight.
Wow.
And on the podium with him, we've got Bam Bam and Latope, at least for the time being, until Failed, who's currently in fourth, gets that penalty reviewed. Fifth goes to FYKV. Sixth is Jones. Seventh is Zegrease. M98 Racing in eighth. Redwing in ninth. Ricardo in 10th. RC7 not having a great race. He finishes 11th. And we have W, Dre Diggy, Coleman, STK, Not a Nerd, Flying Jippo, Frosthacker, and D'Angelo69 now making it to the end of the race, which means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 non-finishers. That means I got that prediction right. Because I said at least 7.
At least 7 you did. At least 7.
Wow. All right. So now we're going to have to get the podium finishers up on the stream here. I'm also actually going to invite Failed UX because I think we need to hear from him and everything that happened to him. So, do you have Latope and Bam Bam as friends, possibly?
That's a good question.
Or here, give me 1 second and I'll do it. I'm very sorry, guys. Here, that's okay. I think I'll be able to do it here. Oh, actually, there we go. Bam Bam. That's alright. We want Failed as well. We want Latope. And, of course, Flippy. The fish himself. Alright, so let's see who do we have with us yet. Let's see if they've joined up. But yeah, so before they join up, Mr. Cessation, I mean, that was one hell of a race. What do you think about that? What are just your overall impressions?
Very, very interesting.
All right, now we've got people joining up. So let's start off, of course, with the one and only, the fish himself, Flip-Flop Fish. Starting up with another great lap for pole position and qualifying, even though it was full wet conditions. Doing an amazing job there, beating everybody by quite a gap as well, I gotta say. And then, throughout the race, you managed to navigate through the safety cars, through all the incidents, battling with Failed UX, everything else, strategy changes. Man, congratulations. How did it go from your perspective? Like, what was your key for tonight?
My key was really just not hitting the wall at all, just not getting wing damage, staying in that rhythm, as I say. That's about it. Made sure didn't pass Failed on the last lap. I guess he had a penalty. I didn't notice until after the race, but I had a bad last corner, and that's why I couldn't get into the line. But I'm still happy with P1.
You guys still took it literally to the line. Like, you guys were, thousands of a second away from each other, and it was absolutely amazing to watch. So congratulations again. Mrs. Sensation, you want to ask any questions from your favorite driver?
Well, I'll ask the question that I think I had mentioned to him last week. Well, actually, it'll be to all three, well, four. Did the safety car make you happy or made you angry?
Both of them made me. All three of them made me angry, actually. Especially the I think it was the second one, because I had like a 5-second provisional gap over everybody.
Okay.
The guys ahead run old hards. Kind of.
Well, it was a blessing for me because I was on the hard tires and everyone around me was on the medium, so I didn't really have the pace. So the safety car kind of was a blessing in disguise for me.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Well, congratulations again, Flip Flop Fish. We're gonna go over to the second finisher on track with us today, which pretty sure was Latope. Latope, how was your race from your perspective? It was very interesting to watch because you weren't really up there the whole time. It took a little bit of time for you to get back up into position, but in the end, doing a great race and finishing second, at least for now. We'll see if Failed is gonna get that penalty reviewed, but how was it for you?
Well, I was starting soft just to try to build a gap on the first few laps, but it works a little bit on the first 2 laps. I was able to pass Flip Flop, but then I hit the first turn, the wall in the first turn, so I had to pit. But so I dropped back to the last, and a few lap later I hit the wall again. So at this moment I was thinking, no way I can be able to finish in the points. But the safety car came up twice, and that really helped me to build my way up to the front and finish, like, for now I think P3 or P2. I don't even know. But,
no, let's finish P3. I'm looking
P3?
at the
All right.
results.
So
All right,
finish P3. It's a great result for me after this race.
Awesome, Mr. Sensation. Any questions?
Well, yeah, for Latope, I had you as a favorite, as a prediction. So it's kind of funny because I usually does broadcasting from earlier of TCR, so I always like to give like nicknames. So since I could kind of tell your name is French, is it or no?
Yeah, it's French. Yeah,
it is French. See,
so it's my French Canadian.
French Canadian, okay.
Yeah.
So I always said that your name sounded like a French candy, so I just went with that. So I was like, okay, I said that from the last race, and then I had you as a prediction. I said, I think he has some type of pace, so I'm going to go with him because it was something that you did in qualify that I was like, okay, I think he can do it. I think this is the guy. And sure enough, I told him he was a 9th, and then you came up, and then I was like, wow, he's on the softs. He went from 9th to 4th, and then he got the podium. It was amazing. So a great drive.
Thank you.
Yeah, great drive, great performance.
All right, congratulations again, Latope, on another good finish. And for the third position on track with us here tonight is Bam Bam. You started really far down the grid. You didn't have a pretty good qualifying. First of all, was it down to like the weather conditions, or what was really the main key for not having a good qualifying today?
Oh, well, it was just pace-wise. This wasn't really my track, and I just didn't have a good set of the battle with the guys up front. So that was the best I could hope for. P9. I'll take it.
All right, and second question, throughout the race later on, though, as you were finding more and more positions, as the safety cars were coming out, were you sort of hoping to maximize on all of that and jump the positions, or what were you thinking? Like, what sort of played the key for you to jump all those positions later on?
Oh, well, the key was, number one, to stay out of the barriers, and number two, I think I was out on track at the right time during the safety car periods, because it was able to help me a lot because like I said, I didn't have the pace. So yeah, guys in front of me was like making a bunch of mistakes and stuff like that, and I was able to pick up positions like that. And during that safety car, which lap was it when I was leading?
22.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I chose to stay out because if I pitted, I would have probably came out about like P6 or something like that. So I just stayed out, took track position, and on the restart there, my tires was a bit cold, and that's why when I came into turn 1, I kind of like understeered a bit, locked up and understeered, ran wide, and I was able to lose, and that's what made me lost the positions. But other than that, it's pretty good. And then I think Ricardo TV made an incident like on the last lap. I'm not too sure if that was him, and I was able to take the 3rd position. And from there, I think someone said fail had a penalty, and I was able to scoop up another position now. So, yeah.
All right, great job. Sensation, you want to ask him anything?
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
All right. Well, congratulations on the podium finish again, but I want to talk to another person that's with us right now, which is Failed UX. Man, that was one hell of a race to watch, especially, I think, from your perspective. We've been on board with you for a lot of this race because you were chasing down the leader, you were battling with him, you overtook him at the very last couple of laps, and then you guys were literally like side by side, inch from each other across the line. But that penalty, I mean, how did that happen? Are you gonna intend on fighting it off, and just overall, like, tell us what happened there?
So actually, I'm literally exporting the clip now so that I could post it on the Discord. So that's definitely going to be contested, because how that happened was the safety car was coming in already. So I guess Flip Flop was trying to back the field up a little bit, and I was close. And with my front left wing, I tapped his rear end. But I don't even think Flip Flop even felt that. Did you, Flip Flop? You're still here?
No, I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, so it was contact that I guess, I don't know if it was net cut, whatever the case may be, and they gave me a 5-second penalty.
Right.
So that's definitely going to be contested. The race was super fun. I had fun chasing Flip Flop down. I mean, those safety cars definitely helped me because, like Flip Flop mentioned, he got to a point where, because he was getting through traffic so much quicker than W and I, he was able to get a pretty good lead. So those safety cars, I put on softs, which I'm sure was a bold move,
Right.
but it managed to work out, man. And then that last safety car only prolonged the life of the soft tires. So that's what really gave me the edge over Flip Flop in that last corner. I learned my lesson, trying not to put it off to the last lap, but I couldn't help myself, man. It was too much fun.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again on a good performance today. We'll see what happens with that penalty. If it gets removed, you'll be back in the lead of this race, so you'll be the winner. So that's going to be very interesting to see, and that will definitely extend your championship lead in this championship. Only a few more rounds to go. I don't think you need too many more points to clinch it as well. So definitely going to be very interesting to see. Good luck for the rest of the season, and good performance here tonight again.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's pretty much everything we've got for you guys here tonight. We spoke to all of our drivers. It's been one hell of a race to watch. If you guys missed out on it, or if you joined in late, definitely go rewind and rewatch it again, because we've had 3 safety cars coming out at all kinds of different times, different moments in the race. Definitely mixing things up. Flip Flop Fish had an amazing performance here tonight again. One driver that has come out of nowhere and definitely been surprising us in this season. We've only got a few more rounds to go in this season. I think there's 4 or 5 more races to go, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
So, but they're very exciting races. We've got the likes of Belgium for the next week, so that's going to be one you definitely don't want to miss. But I want to thank everybody who's been with us here tonight, watching and commenting. There's been a lot of comments coming in. I want to thank all the drivers in Golden Class for what was an absolutely ridiculous race to commentate on today. It was definitely exciting, but very tiring as well. Mrs. Cessation, thank you so much for joining me again tonight.
Oh, no problems. I had quite some time, quite some time, quite some fun. This was 2 races already. Well, yeah, 2 races with me and you. That has been kind of down to the wire kind of feel. So that might be a pattern here.
Absolutely. So I hope we can see a lot of that happening in the future. Hoping to be back again next week commentating on Belgium. That's going to be very, very exciting to watch and also to race in. But yeah, Spa, Eau Rouge, Radion, all of those great corners are there. But yeah, everybody who's been watching, thanks again for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on more exciting races in this league. Please join us again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be back again for the Platinum class back here at Azerbaijan again. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. It's been Blind Machine again commentating with Mr. Sensation. We thank you very much for watching. Have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.